Okay, this is a video that I'm going to be putting together. This is going to cover keyword research and how we do it. Now, this is going to be mainly for cleaning services, but we do keyword research for a bunch of different companies or different kind of companies. So this will all coincide. I'm just going to use cleaning because that's the most common one that we run by. So on the Web Launch Local site, in our blog, I did Beginner's Guide to Keyword Research, Part 1. I intend to do more, so that's why that's Part 1, to go in a little bit more in depth about it, where to find it, long tails, things like that. But this covers the basics, and in this, we used the Google Keyword Research Planner for this, which we do have access to, and we are not restricted because we're a Google certified partner, so you will get the same kind of results that we would get with key search. But key search is just a much more user-friendly tool for the purposes that we need it for. It'll generate a report, and that's kind of what we want to deliver to our clients. But I want you guys to read this. I want you to read that blog so you can understand and comprehend the keywords, what I'm looking for, and that'll kind of explain it. And I'll reiterate it too in this video. So with that said, when I run the reports, there is a image that I like to pull from. You need an image URL. So I've been pulling it from this one because it's the only one that works so far. And what this does is it kind of breaks down what this is a kind of like an infographic that I had created based on feedback of what the different search volumes mean. And that kind of tells our clients, if this is low, medium, large, or really large kind of volume area. So I'm at keysearch.co. We are allowed, I think, 40 searches per day on this. So, I mean, at this point, we're nowhere close to using them all. But I'm sure we will at some day, and I'll have to upgrade, and that's okay. Let me know when we do, and I'll make sure that happens. What you're looking at here in key search is any previous searches that I had or that anybody had at that point. So this is basically the simplified version of the Google Keyword Planner, which makes it a lot easier to do research. If you go under keyword research and see my lists, you'll see everything I've ever done keyword research for over here on the right. Let's just take Long Island maize, for example. So here's the keywords that I found. There's the monthly search volume, the average cost per click if you were going to do any kind of Google AdWords. I'm not even really sure what PPC stands for, and this is a score which basically goes in and checks the SERPs, and this is unique to key search where they score how hard it is to rank for that keyword. So 38 is probably fairly common to what I see, in any market. When you get into the low 30s or even into 20s, then that should be fairly easy to rank for based on what their metrics say. Like if we went into carpet cleaning Lapeer, you see how we have 21 here. It's still green, but the score is way lower than 38. And then carpet cleaning Lapeer, Michigan. This is 19, which is below 20, which would probably be super easy to rank for, even though it has a keyword volume of 30 a month. Oops. So keyword volume typically low, 0 to 50. Medium, 51 to 100. Not that that matters, but I want you to understand, every aspect of the keyword research. So right now, I have to perform some keyword research for somebody who asked me on Facebook. So Rachel here. This is her website. And really what I did here is I created a form that people can fill out that will give us the information that we need. And so when you guys actually go to do this, you're going to see the information condensed. But right now I didn't fill that form out for this, so you're just going to kind of have to roll with me here. I'm just trying to find anything on our site that keys us about the area. You know, other than Newport News, Virginia, that's whatever the physical address they have. But she mentioned that she wanted to focus on Hampton Roads, Virginia. I have no idea what Hampton Roads, Virginia is, so I'm going to Google it. I like Wikipedia because that kind of gives you the breakdown. If there's a bunch of cities in that area, then that'll tell you. So there is. Hampton Roads is Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Newport News, includes Elizabeth City. You know, here's all the areas that it includes. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it even kind of breaks it down a little bit more usually. Yeah, so here's a list of your counties and then your independent cities. So that's probably the easiest way. Wikipedia is fairly good for this kind of information if you don't know the area. So let's just take Chesapeake. So because this is cleaning, we know that there's basically 3 terms that you're going to be looking for, and 3 primary terms that get any kind of volume, which is house cleaning, cleaning service, and maid service. What you'll find after you do a bunch of these is that cleaning service typically has the highest volume search, but cleaning service can mean a lot of things. That could be residential, it could be commercial. However, you still want to be found for that term, even if you're only doing residential, because some people do consider residential cleaning just called a cleaning service. House cleaning will be the one that has the second most, and then maid service typically has the least. House cleaning is probably a little bit more of an important keyword because that is more relevant to the search term if they're doing residential. So if they're cleaning houses, that means it's residential. That's your primary target for that customer. So that's why they want to rank for house cleaning. And then maid service, of course, that's the given. So what we're going to do is I already know house cleaning Chesapeake. I found the city. I know to use the keyword house cleaning. And what this is going to do is it's going to go out there and it's going to search this keyword and it's going to tell you what kind of keywords come up, and it'll have suggestions. So what I do here now is I go to the filter, I filter this down. And when I filter this down, what this does is it puts only the keywords that have Chesapeake in there. Now, people will search house cleaning near me. They will search basically keywords that without the geo modifier, and the geo modifier being Chesapeake. So that's the city, that's the geo modifier. People will search house cleaning or maid service without that word in it, but it's nearly impossible to find the volume on those. The only true way to find that is through your Google Search Console, and that's a whole nother story. So for keyword research purposes, I don't even bother to check on that. I just go with the geo modifier, so in this case Chesapeake, and then I come down here and I look. Well, they don't offer carpet cleaning. Cleaning, there's cleaning service. This is their suggested keywords based on the generic keyword we put up here. And I'm going to check all these. Oh, they found maid service. So what I'm seeing is this is a low to middle kind of search volume area, just in that general area. Now, if they did commercial, I'd be checking this, which she said she did, but based on her wording for her budget, I'm not even going to bother because residential is going to be her primary focus. Cleaners is one of those words that can go either way. Sometimes that refers to house cleaning, but a lot of time that actually refers to an actual cleaner that does like dry cleaning for clothes. And we don't even want to mess with that. So unless you're desperate for a keyword, just leave those out. And we don't care about competitive keywords. We're not going to try to rank for those just yet. We're just trying to get a general idea of what that market is, and this is giving me a good idea. So now I found 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 keywords right now that I know we can target for her. So what I do is I create a list. Let me fix that. Add a new list, and this is going to be the company name. And you can even put a location in here. And in this case, it's Virginia. I'm just going to leave that there. All right, so we searched one area, Chesapeake. So now we need to go back and figure out what other areas. Now, because there's a lot of them, I'm just going to kind of go in and try. She says up towards Richmond. I don't really know where Richmond is. So I just know that I just know some of these cities based on the name, so I'm just going to pick the ones that I'm kind of familiar with, assuming that those are larger areas. And then we're going to start our search over again. So the goal here is to get 10 to 20 keywords, no less than 10. We've got to find at least 10, otherwise SEO typically is not worth it for the person that's requesting it. So here we go again. Let's go into our filters. Geo modifier in, filter that down. Okay. So, again, about the same kind of search level. Oven cleaning, that's kind of a strange one, but you know what? That's a long-term keyword. With 10 searches a month, that would be easy to rank for. So that's not a bad idea. And then here's another one here, cleaning jobs. For cleaning services, one of the hardest things to do is to find employees. So if you can find a keyword that actually has jobs in it and then rank the clients for it, they'll end up loving you because you're going to solve a big problem for them. See, now what I'm seeing here is there's also a New York. So the keyword volumes could be mixed up because of that. We're looking for Virginia, see where the modifier is in this one, which is VA, Virginia. So I'm going to take anything that has the word county out. Because I'm going to assume that that's probably keying off, because you can see by the volume, the New York location. And there's nothing that will ever teach you how to do that. That's just going to have to be your own thinking. You're kind of catching up on it and saying, okay, yeah, this is why that makes sense. Not too many keywords here, so I don't even see maid service, which isn't uncommon. Sometimes maid service never pops up because there just isn't any search volume for that. So I'm going to save this to that list that I created. Whoops, where is it? It is right here. And add that to the list. So now I found about 8 keywords. I'm going to try to get about 15 out of this, which I think I can. Here's one, Norfolk. I think that's a military base as well. Whoops, get that out of there. I actually think this is probably West Virginia. Oh, here's even a list of largest cities. So that tells you right there where you're at. So Virginia Beach is another one we're going to want to check. So, all right, let's go to our filter. Okay, we're getting some more good volume here. Plenty of keywords. Don't be afraid to add more either. Whoops, that's carpet cleaning. No, that's right. Don't be afraid to add more than 20. I mean, if the place is just absolutely overwhelmed, the more the merrier, and then we'll just kind of cherry pick the ones we want to use. Should the client choose to sign up for SEO with us. So what do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 keywords right here. So we're finding enough volume to actually help her business out and get ranked for, which is a good thing because sometimes some of these areas they're very limited. So the type of market's important too at some times. So let's do Virginia Beach. Okay, yeah. So 140, now we're getting up there. Now we're saying, okay, there's a certain level of competition that we're probably going to run into. And that's absolutely okay. That's what we do. Yeah, when you have a keyword volume of 90 for maid service, you know that there's going to be some kind of plenty of keywords here. We'll probably find 10 in this area alone. I like to check these too because that way when we print our report, it shows up on the side. I really think it just confuses the customer, but I understand it, and that's okay. We don't want them to think this is too easy. Ton of keywords here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of them here. So I'm going to save that to list. And even with those 3 areas that we just checked, there's plenty more areas that we could check and look for keyword research. But because we came up with so much volume, there's really no reason to go on to each of them. I'm going to add that to the list. And now I want to print my report. Yeah, so we came up with 29 keywords. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Then what I like to do is I like to pull it over to the left to make sure I had all the green things or um, the ranking scores checked. If not, you can come in here and check them now. But since they're already there, we're good to go. So now I'm going to go over, I'm going to grab this image. Whoops. Because when you come over here to export this, I'm going to select PDF. And I'm going to put the header image in here. Call this fully cleaning. And I'm going to download. So here's what it comes out to look like. It has our image from our blog, you know, it's nicely branded, kind of explains the keyword volume that you're seeing. Here's all the keywords. Here's the volume, the cost per click. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so you know, here's the nice report that we're able to give to them. So at that point, you could upload it to Basecamp, assign it to me or whoever the account manager is or the salesperson, and then they can take it to the customer. Another thing I like to do is I like to export this to CSV. And then I like to go into SERPLab, which is our tracking software. And I'll create a new project, and then I'll show them this to show them where their current rankings are. SERPLab wants you to strip all that stuff because it knows what to look for. I'm going to add that in bulk. And where the heck did my CSV go? Here it is. And this will also show the keyword volume as well. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to find. So I pasted all the keywords in here. And then I'm going to add the project. Then once you've added the project, you go into Edit Account, Access, and sometimes there's one open already, but I'll go down here and I'll add a new key. And what this does is it gives the customer like a link to actually go and view it without giving them access to log in. Now, for some reason it kicks you out to the main screen. You got to go back in, go back to Access, go all the way down to that last one you created, and then click the profile. So there they are. I'm going to save this. Okay, kicks you out back to the main again. Then you got to go back into Edit Account Access, go to Access, scroll down again, and then copy this link. And then that link, let me see if it'll let me do it. I'm going to log out. Here, let's pop over to a different browser real quick. My internet's a little slow, so it's coming through. Scrambled. Horrible. Right, I'm just going to do an incognito window then. Well, same thing. But what you're going to see is down here, do you have a key to view? And you can click the view now, which will bypass the login and only allow them to see this one project. And it's nice and branded for us as well. So they can click on that and they could see, wow, I'm not ranking anywhere. My website is literally nowhere to be found for any of these keywords. This is a live report, pulls the top 10 SERP results for each keyword. Here's the keyword volume. And the way that this works here is this is their latest ranking, their best ranking, and the first ranking that was ever found when this report was created. So in this example, because the website doesn't rank anywhere on the internet, it will always say NA because the first rank wasn't there. Now, if you eventually get the customer to rank to like on the first page, let's say the 10th position, then under best it would say 10. And then, you know, Google, it bounces around. It could go anywhere from 2 to 19 to 40, and this will track the current position. And you can run these reports so it tracks every 24 hours, every few hours, but whenever we do this for customers, like in this circumstance, we only run them every 24 hours. And I leave them in there for so long, do a follow-up with them, and then I delete them out there because it starts to get a little crazy. But you can see here we have 29 keywords. That's pretty huge. I mean, that basically tells me if she has a low budget, we're going to have to micro this down to a very specific market. Which one do you want to target? Norfolk, Virginia Beach, or Chesapeake? You know, which would probably be Chesapeake and maybe some of the I'm not sure how it's pronounced, Suffolk or whatever county that is. But you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, that's the kind of information that I'm looking for. So then in Basecamp, you could go in, copy and paste that link, upload the report that you downloaded, and then assign it to whoever is asking for this. So that's pretty much keyword research. That's pretty in depth. Let me know if you have any questions, and if so, I'll create another video and see if I can't cover that. Thanks.